Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 10 match and my gearing. Looking over the matchmaking, have a Missouri, Worcester, and a Cleveland rounding out the radar threats, gearing Kagero for the destroyer threats. And in this game, I've got an opportunity to show you a little trick I don't see a lot of destroyer players using for their smoke screens. It's something that I have been using in clan battles to help my teammates, and basically I call it a smoke curtain, but the general idea is basically laying down a smoke screen and making that smoke screen as long and as large as possible. And the general idea behind it is you use this to block line of sight, and basically it forces the enemy, if they don't have radar, if they don't have a plane or something, your friendly ships can sit behind that smoke, not in it, behind it, and shoot through the smoke. And you can do this for things like Moskvas and stuff that typically wouldn't be able to utilize smoke screens, and use them because they're able to sit behind the smoke screen. They can still get their 13-14 kilometer range that they need in order to deal damage without being detected. So it's a neat little it's a neat tactic that I don't see a lot of destroyer players using. And you're going to see it a little bit with me doing it myself in my ship, where it's really evident what I'm doing, because you can see my smoke screen sitting right there, me sitting behind it and shooting targets like a madman. So coming up here, what I'm looking to do, all I'm looking to do is spot right here. It's a standard battle. This is not a race. This is, not being aggressive. I zoom in when I spot this Missouri, and I'm kind of giving him a second to kind of see, is this guy going to keep pushing? Is he going to stop, reverse? What's this guy's intention? He drops off. I'm just going to drop some, perspective torpedoes on. I think this guy's just going to keep doing what he's doing, nice and slow. Now this gearing pops up, and you're going to see me switch to AP, because I know that this guy's got to turn here because of the support that I have. Now, as soon as the gearing turns this way, look at that, 2,500, 2,700, that's a 2,800 volley. The buffed USAP it's nasty. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And when I mean by buffed, if you haven't been paying attention, they had a recent buff on the fusing time of the USAP. Prior, for some reason, Wargaming decided that the fuse time on only US 127mm AP was going to be 3 times longer than any other AP on any other destroyer. So for some reason they decided it. Just recently they've decided to correct it, and that means that when you get these opportunities with destroyers broadside, or any ship broadside, your AP is much less likely to overpen. And I'm coming up here, I see that these battleships are pushing. I'm looking at my team, and basically I'm deciding to lay a smoke curtain right now, and my intent is to basically lay it all the way down in here. Now, I do make a miscalculation. I have been playing with the smoke, the special smoke mod, whatever the hell it's called, where I normally have an extra 9 seconds of smoke, and I was not able to smoke my Des Moines up. That's a misplay on my part. And that's just me, muscle memory being not used to, you know, the smoke timer when I'm not running that mod. I basically just tweaked my build and, you know, this was the end result. Now, what's happening here? I'm hydro spotted by this FDG, and this is a case of I'm going to lose my Des Moines very quickly if we're not able to kill this guy. So I'm exposing myself. I'm trying to stay as close to flat broadside to these battleships as possible, and I'm trying to bait these guys into shooting me, and you're seeing that they're shooting. I'm trying to juke the shells that I can, and now that these guys have both shot, I'm gonna make the dash back in here. It looks like it could have been radar that I was detected by, but now I'm outside hydro range, and you're gonna start seeing it here. I'm behind my smoke screen. I'm using this to break line of sight. There's no planes in the air to spot me. There's no radar, and I can free farm, and I can create as much distance behind this as I want. I mean, if I was a cruiser that had, you know, 16 kilometer gun range, I could be 14 kilometers back, or, you know, 14, I could be nine-ish kilometers behind the smoke screen and still be able to shoot these guys and be completely undetected. And that's the idea behind these smoke curtains. Now my smoke's starting to run out. It gets tricky with these smoke screens because you're not actually in a puff, so you just your timer is on your total smoke screen. So you need to kind of pay attention what your smoke's doing, because the timer is for the last puff of smoke that you had. Right here you're going to see a little bit more of the new USAP in action. If I can actually hit the ship correctly. He's starting to angle away, so HE is the way to go. I go ahead, switch back to HE. But honestly, you know, 2-3K volleys every 3 seconds, that's about average for gearing on against a US battleship that's giving you broadside. It's a disgusting amount of DPM, and it will work relatively far out. He's giving me broadside again. I mean, again, this is 7 kilometers out, you know, 2K. At this point, his superstructure's getting kind of saturated. But I'm just racking up the pin damage right, left, and center. You know, and that's him. I've got a Kagero that's pushing up. I'm switching back to HE because my AP, a Kagero's so thin that regardless, it's still going to overpen. That's just the way it is. You can call it a balancing feature, or however you want to call it, but you know, that's just how it works out. Their Montana spotted coming this way. I'm not anticipating he's actually going to push up here and pick a fight. And he's starting to do what I think he's going to do. He's going to turn out and kite, and I'm going to most likely, if it's been a few days since I recorded this video, yeah, I'm dropping my torps thinking he's going to continue turning away. The Kagero gets radar detected. For some reason, he's beached on an island with his engines out. I have no idea why, but he's dead. I mean, if it wasn't me that killed him, but, you know, that's just, you know, easy pickings for a gearing, especially one that knows how to shoot. Here, you know, I'm just doing, you know, my Des Moines impersonation. Just sitting behind an island and just going to town. I don't need to pop a smoke, and I can just rain on things if I can shoot. Looking at it, looks like this battleship's going to overturn, take a torp. He's starting to get to the maximum distance on my guns. So I mean, this game's over. It's a win. I'm gonna go ahead, push out, see what else I can do for the team. Now, what I do find interesting watching this replay, I'm still racking up spotting damage, even though that Bismarck was closer. I think that there's some spotting bugs going on. In recent games, I've noticed a couple times where I've been getting spotting ribbons for ships, detecting enemy ships when for example, I had a Kaba game where I had a div mate in a Shimakaze that was, 3-4 kilometers in front of me, and I got the spotting ribbon on a Kerfers that she detected, and there's some things like that that I'm wondering if there's some bugs in that system. I I don't have anything concrete, but I have things that I think are kind of suspect. So at this point of the game, I've got 117,000 damage, 90,000 spotting damage. Um, haven't really tanked too much, but also only really been shot at, a couple times. So Wooster goes on ahead, radars me. So hell with it. We're gonna have a gunfight. Um, you know, this is just one of those things. Make yourself hard to hit. Um, not like that. I zigged when I should have zagged. But, I mean, regardless, that guy's gonna melt. And, he's dead. And that's always annoying. Yeah. Having the last minute engine breakage. Fortunately, I've got engine boost up, so it is, helping my acceleration somewhat, but, it's always annoying when something like that happens. And I'm just being cheeky trying to get, that last second kill, but my shells don't have the time to get there. So ending the game, 117,000 damage. Um, a lot of non-pins, basically shooting bow-on battleships with HE. It makes it hard for the to always get AP and a good hit. I go on ahead and I compliment this Des Moines. He did a good job not dying up there. Um, I kind of potatoed and left him out in the open a little bit. Honestly, though, with the way they pushed in that smoke, it really wouldn't have helped him. But still, it's one of those things. I also tried to do what I could to keep that guy from getting tore up by baiting those battleships into shooting me. And you can see by staying broadside, I lucked out, and being as close as I was, the battleships just overpinned me. But that is somewhat of a risky play. If those AP shells would, for example, hit the water, they could theoretically arm inside my ship, or the penetration mechanics are just seem kind of stupid for the game, and it does stuff that doesn't really make sense, and you can get over double pins that are a pin and an over pin, and it's that double dipping that it's an obvious bug in the game, and it needs to go, and for whatever reason they can't figure out how to fix it. But all in all, this was a decent game. It kind of showed um, smoke curtains, how to make them, kind of the uses behind them. Gearing smoke's the best at it because of the it deploys long, and it's a long duration. I actually have some clan battle games where you see me resetting destroyers, and I'm basically kiting back towards my smoke curtain that I laid for friendly cruisers, and eventually I use it myself to keep setting a destroyer in cap, uh, because really the gearing's high arcing shells, they're the only thing that could shoot over a particular island at this angle and get the resets needed to keep this destroyer from capping the contested cap. So look for that video in the near future. Honestly, I've got a bunch of clan battles videos. I'm not going to release these until the season's over, just because we're in the final stretch and everybody's try-harding, and everybody's looking to get any little bit of knowledge that they can on it, what people are doing in their comp, and it's just not right for the team to release that at this time. So you'll get a big a big drop of clan battles games once the season's over, and at the same time I'll be discussing ranked battles. Um, with that, go on ahead and start leaving some comments about what kind of ships you would like to see for ranked battles. I've got, you know, I believe all of the tier 10 DDs, all of the tier 8 DDs. Let me know what you guys want commentaries on, and I will do what I can to get you guys some videos for the ranked battle format. I'll take some ships out there and play at least one game for you guys to let you know how these destroyers play, how they stack up, tactics and strategies that you can use to be successful in a particular destroyer. And I'll also just let you know right off the bat, probably just do a voice commentary from port, going over the breakdown of the ins and outs of all of the destroyers as I see them play. I have differing opinions than a lot of the other community contributors about the strengths of some of these destroyers. Uh, Frankly, because I think some of them, they don't play certain ships the way that they should be played. Um, they're not playing, for example, Japanese destroyers to their strength, and they're playing it more like you would play a U.S. destroyer or something like that. And obviously it doesn't work out, and it's not the ship, it's how they're being played. So I will get more into that at that point. But go on ahead and just let me know what you guys would like to see for ranked battles, and I will get that content to you guys. Hope you guys have a great day.